Did you know? Bangkok holds the record for the longest ceremonial name. Bangkok, or Krung Thep as the locals call it, has a full ceremonial name that's so long, it'll make your tongue do yoga. Ready for this? Krung Thep Mahana Konamon Ratana Kosin Mahintara Yuthaya Mahadalak Fopna Para Trachathaniburi Romudom Rachani Wetma Asathana Mon Pimana Watan Sathit Saka That Tiyawit Sanukam Prasit. Phew! It translates to City of Angels, Great City of Immortals, Magnificent City of the Nine Gems. And that's just the beginning. Each part of the name has a rich meaning. For example, Krung Thep Mahanakan means City of Angels, Great City, and Amanfimanawatan Sathit translates to Abode of Divine Spirits. This name is rarely used in daily life, mainly for ceremonies, but it sure makes Bangkok one of the most unique cities in the world, starting with the name itself. Did you know? Brazil is the only country to have participated in every World Cup since the tournament's inception in 1930. No missed calls, no oops didn't qualify, just pure unbroken football magic. They've not only showed up but dominated, winning trophies more than any other nation. And let's not forget, most matches played, goals scored, and wins. So next time someone asks why Brazil's the king of the World Cup, just say, because royalty never misses a party. Did you know? Carrots didn't start off orange. Let's dig up the colorful history behind this veggie. Picture a carrot, and you likely imagine a bright orange root. But did you know, carrots weren't always orange? Before the 17th century, they were mostly purple, yellow, or even white. Now let's travel to the Netherlands. Dutch farmers in the 16th century started selectively breeding yellow carrots. Why? To boost their beta-carotene, the pigment that makes them orange and sweet. Here's where it gets interesting. A popular story says this orange transformation was a tribute to William of Orange, a hero of Dutch independence. Orange carrots symbolizing the House of Orange. Poetic, right? Whether patriotism or a quest for sweeter taste, the orange carrot took root. It spread across Europe and the world, dethroning its purple, yellow, and white cousins. So next time you munch on an orange carrot, thank the Dutch and maybe William of Orange too. Did you know? The Aztecs used cacao beans as a form of currency. Imagine using little beans to buy your groceries, everything from tomatoes to turkey eggs. These beans weren't just tasty, they were valuable. The Aztecs loved their zacalotl drink, a bitter chocolate brew favored by nobles and warriors. That's why cacao imported from tropical regions was worth its weight in, well, beans. A turkey hen? That might set you back 200 beans, a day's work, paid in cacao. They even carried bags of beans to shop. Barter still existed, and other goods like cotton cloth and gold dust were used for bigger transactions. Cacao trees didn't grow in the high-altitude valley of Mexico, so these beans were a hot commodity, often received as tribute. But beware of counterfeits. Empty shells filled with dirt were a sneaky trick. Fascinating, isn't it? Next time you enjoy chocolate, remember, it once ruled the Aztec markets. Did you know? People used to put colored screens on their black and white TVs. Back in the 1950s and 60s, before color TVs were affordable, people got creative. Enter the colored plastic TV filter. These quirky gadgets were transparent sheets with horizontal bands of blue, green, and sometimes reddish hues. The idea? Blue for the sky, green for the grass, and red for, well, anything in between. Now, they didn't actually turn black and white shows into color. Nope. They just overlaid static bands of color, creating a really crude and often hilarious illusion of a color picture. Imagine your favorite actor's face turning blue if they stood up. These filters were a cheap thrill, just a few dollars compared to hundreds for a real color TV. And while they were mostly gimmicks, they hold a charming place in tech history. So next time someone mentions the good old days, you can tell them about the tech wizardry of colored plastic filters. Did you know? China has a theme park that is run by dwarfs. Nestled near Kunming in China's Yunnan province, there's a unique theme park known as the Kingdom of the Little People. This park employs and houses individuals with dwarfism, all under 4 feet 3 inches tall. They live in charming mushroom-shaped houses and perform in delightful costumes. Think fairies, elves, and knights. Now, the park's founder, Chen Mingjing, says the goal is to offer these individuals a supportive community and secure employment. And some employees agree, feeling accepted and happy here, but not everyone's on board. Critics argue the park is exploitative, comparing it to a human zoo that profits from showcasing physical differences. Living conditions? Well, employees live on site in dormitories designed to their scale, with accommodation and meals provided. Established in 2009, this park continues to spark debate. Did you know? Many flowers are edible. Your dishes are about to blossom with edible flowers. Roses, violets, and nasturtiums aren't just pretty, they're tasty too. Roses bring a delicate, sometimes fruity flavor, perfect for garnishes, baked goods, and even teas. Imagine sipping a fragrant rose tea or biting into a rose-infused pastry. Divine. Violets, with their sweet candy-like taste, are great for decorating cakes or adding a floral twist to syrups and salads. Fancy some violet syrup on your pancakes? Yes, please. Nasturtiums pack a peppery punch, ideal for spicing up salads or stuffing with creamy fillings. They even make a colorful garnish for savory dishes. Remember, safety first. Only eat flowers you're sure are edible and pesticide-free. So why not let your meals bloom? Add a floral twist and taste the difference. Did you know? France is the most visited country by international tourists. For over 3 decades, France has proudly worn the crown as the world's most visited country. In 2023, it welcomed a jaw-dropping 100 million international tourists. And guess what? 2024 said, "Hold my croissant," and broke that record again. So why is France the apple of every traveler's eye? Let's break it down. First, there's the Eiffel Tower, standing tall and saying, "Bonjour" to everyone. Then, the Louvre Museum, where you can have a staring contest with the Mona Lisa. Spoiler, she always wins. But it's not just about Paris. France has stunning landscapes, from the sunny beaches of the Côte d'Azur to the snowy peaks of the Alps. And let's not forget the wine and cheese. Oh, and Disneyland Paris? It's like a cherry on top of a très magnifique cake. Did you know? Greenland is the biggest island in the world. Greenland spans a whopping 2.16 million square kilometers, making it more than twice the size of New Guinea, the second largest island. Nestled in the North Atlantic, Greenland is geographically part of North America, yet culturally tied to Europe, specifically Denmark. Despite its vast size, Greenland's population is tiny, just about 56,583 people. Most live in coastal areas, especially in the southwest, with Nuuk as the bustling capital. What's even more fascinating? Roughly 80% of Greenland is covered by a massive ice sheet, the second largest on Earth. Imagine an island where you travel by plane, boat, or even dog sled because there are no connecting roads or railways. Greenland's economy thrives on fishing, particularly shrimp, and it may have untapped fossil fuel reserves. Did you know? Iceland has no army, navy, or air force? Why? Well, it's mostly due to its small population and steep costs. Plus, Iceland's got a bit of a pacifist streak. Instead, Iceland relies on its Coast Guard, which handles everything from maritime safety to air defense. Think of them as the island's Swiss Army knife. They do a bit of everything. They even have radar stations and a command center to keep an eye on the skies. And here's the kicker. NATO's got Iceland's back. If anyone messes with Iceland, it's like poking a bear with a lot of powerful friends. Plus, Iceland hosts NATO allies for air policing and has a special agreement with the US for security cooperation. So, no standing army, but still pretty snug and secure. Iceland may be small, but it's got giant support. Did you know? A child can learn multiple languages fluently if exposed to them consistently during their early years. From birth to about age 7, kids enter a language superpower phase. Their brains are like sponges, highly adaptable, soaking up grammar, sounds, even pronunciation with ease. And no, learning multiple languages won't confuse them. In fact, they're pros at sorting out who speaks what and when. The secret? Consistent, meaningful exposure. So chat, sing, and read to them in different languages. It's their time to shine. Who knew parenting came with a built-in linguistics experiment? Did you know? Bats hold the unique distinction of being the only flying mammal. Unlike gliders like flying squirrels or sugar gliders, bats have wings crafted from skin membranes stretched over elongated finger bones. This setup allows them to actively flap their wings, generating lift and thrust, just like birds. But wait, there's more. Bats can take off from the ground, gain altitude, and even navigate through intricate paths with agility that would make a jet pilot jealous. That's something gliding mammals can only dream of. They're always on a downward trajectory. Bats aren't just about flying, they're evolutionary superstars. With over 1,400 species, they fill every niche you can think of, from insect munchers to fruit lovers, nectar sippers to even the infamous vampire bats. So next time you see a bat zipping through the night sky, remember, you're looking at nature's only true flying mammal. Pretty bat-tastic, right? Did you know? The Netherlands is one of the flattest countries globally. The name Netherlands literally means lower countries, and boy, do they live up to it. Around 26% of the country is below sea level, with some areas nearly 7 meters deep. That's like being underwater without the fish. The highest point? Valserberg, a whopping 322.7 meters above sea level. Sure, it's not Everest, but it's proudly Dutch. Thanks to centuries of land reclamation, the Dutch created polders, low-lying land reclaimed from the sea. Imagine turning the sea into your backyard. Plus, the Netherlands is a river delta shaped by the Rhine, Meuse, and Scheldt rivers. Talk about a watery wonderland. So next time you think flat is boring, remember the Netherlands, where flat is just fantastic. Did you know? The town of Shani Shingnapur in Maharashtra has houses with no doors or locks. Deep in Maharashtra, India, lies Shani Shingnapur, a village famed for its faith and lack of doors. Yep, you heard that right. Most homes, shops, even schools here just have door frames, no door panels or locks. Why? The villagers trust Lord Shani, the guardian deity who, legend says, protects them from theft and harm. They believe anyone attempting theft would face divine punishment, like blindness. For centuries, this faith kept the crime rate at near zero. But with modern times, population growth, and tourism, some minor thefts have sneaked in. Changes are happening. A police station opened in 2015 and a bank initially lockless now has a discreet lock. So next time you worry about security, remember Shani Shingnapur, where divine protection trumps all. Did you know? O-negative blood is often referred to as the universal donor. O-negative blood is a lifesaver, but do you know why? Blood types are all about antigens, tiny markers on red blood cells. O-negative blood lacks A, B, and Rh antigens. This means it's like Switzerland, neutral and accepted by everyone. In emergencies, when there's no time to check blood types, O-negative can step in and save the day. Just remember, this superhero status mainly applies to red blood cells, so if you're O-negative, you're in high demand. Did you know? A group of pandas is known as an embarrassment. Let's talk about their group names. Imagine a group of pandas tumbling and fumbling around. That's right, it's called an embarrassment of pandas. Why? Because these adorable creatures can be delightfully clumsy. Other fun names include a bamboo of pandas and even a cuddle of pandas. But remember, pandas are usually solitary, so encountering a big group is rare. Next time you see pandas on TV, you'll know the perfect term to impress your friends. Did you know? The inventor of the pop-up ad later apologized for creating it. Meet Ethan Zuckerman, the guy behind the pop-up ad. Back in the late 90s, while working for tripod.com, he came up with this idea to keep ads separate from user content. Sounds smart, right? Well, not quite. Pop-up ads became one of the most annoying things on the internet. Fast forward to 2014, Ethan wrote an essay called The Internet's Original Sin, where he said, "I'm sorry, our intentions were good." Now, Ethan's a fierce critic of intrusive ads and pushes for better ways to fund online content. So, next time a pop-up bugs you, remember, even its inventor feels your pain. Did you know? Michigan is home to the world's only floating post office. Let's dive into the story of the J.W. Westcott II. This unique vessel operates on the Detroit River, delivering mail and packages to massive freighters that never stop in port. Imagine sending a letter to a sailor. All you need is their name, the ship's name, and Marine Post Office, Detroit, Michigan 48222. The J.W. Westcott II isn't just a mailboat, it also transports harbor pilots and delivers essentials like groceries and laundry. Operating 24/7 from mid-April to mid-December, it uses the quirky mail in the pail method, hoisting parcels to moving ships with a bucket on a rope. Serving marine traffic since 1874 and officially partnering with the U.S. Postal Service since 1948, this floating post office has quite the history. Did you know? Pythagoras led a secretive cult-like group. Around 530 BCE in Croton, southern Italy, Pythagoras didn't just teach math, he founded a secretive cult-like community. Imagine Hogwarts, but for mathematicians and philosophers. The Pythagoreans had strict rules: forget beans in your diet and be ready for periods of silence and communal living. Their inner circle, the mathematikoi, held higher-level knowledge that was kept hush-hush from the outer circle, the akousmatikoi. These folks weren't just about numbers, they believed in the transmigration of souls. Yup, reincarnation, and they thought math and music could purify the soul. So next time you use Pythagoras' theorem, remember it's not just math, it's ancient cosmic philosophy. Did you know? Norway introduced salmon sushi to the Japanese. In traditional Japanese sushi, raw salmon was a no-go. Parasites in Pacific salmon made it a risky choice. Fast forward to the 1980s. Norway had a problem, too much farmed Atlantic salmon. Meanwhile, Japan was hungry for more seafood. Enter Project Japan. Norway launched a clever marketing campaign to introduce their parasite-free salmon to the Japanese market. They showed just how safe and delicious their salmon could be. Convincing Japan to embrace Norwegian salmon took time and effort, but persistence paid off. Norwegian salmon eventually became a sushi sensation, changing the game for both countries. Now it's hard to imagine sushi without it. So next time you enjoy a piece of salmon sushi, remember, it's not just tasty, it's a testament to the power of cultural exchange and clever marketing. Cheers to Norway. Did you know? The Maasai people in Kenya and Tanzania traditionally greet each other by spitting. For the Maasai people in Kenya and Tanzania, spitting or nkari is way more than just a simple hello. It's a powerful gesture of goodwill and protection. When a newborn arrives, family members spit on the baby to wish it health and fortune. Talk about a unique baby shower, right? Meeting an elder, spit into your palm before a handshake. It's their way of showing deep respect. And at weddings, a Maasai father blesses his daughter by spitting on her forehead and chest. A heartfelt wish for a fertile and prosperous marriage. Even when gifting or making a deal, a little spit seals the bond. No contracts needed here, so next time you hear about the Maasai, remember, spitting isn't gross. It's a sacred sign of respect and blessing. Did you know? It takes 8 minutes 20 seconds for light to travel from the sun to the earth. The sun is about 149.6 million kilometers away. Light travels at an eye-watering speed of 299,792 kilometers per second. That's fast enough to circle Earth 7.5 times in a single second. But even at that speed, it still takes about 8 minutes and 20 seconds to make the journey to us. Now here's the kicker. When you look at the sun, you're seeing it as it was over 8 minutes ago. If the sun out of existence, which it won't, relax, we'd only find out 8 minutes and 20 seconds later. A cosmic delay, if you will. So next time you catch a sunrise, just remember, you're literally basking in history. Did you know? Sweden boasts the most islands of any country. That's right, Sweden has the most islands in the world, about 267,570 of them. Yeah, you heard that right, even more than Norway and its fjords or Indonesia's tropical paradises. Now where are all these islands hiding? Most of them are sprinkled along Sweden's coastline in the Baltic Sea and the Kattegat Strait. Ever heard of the Stockholm Archipelago? It alone has around 30,000 islands. And let's not forget the Bohuslän coast or the Gothenburg Archipelago, perfect spots for a summer escape. Oh, and in the north, the Luleå and Pattaya archipelagos are still growing, thanks to post-glacial rebound. Most of these islands are tiny and uninhabited, but they're perfect for boating and recreation. So, next time you think of Sweden, remember, it's not just meatballs and flat packs, it's islands galore. Did you know? The teddy bear is named after President Theodore Roosevelt. Let me take you back to November 1902. President Theodore Roosevelt was on a hunting trip in Mississippi. Now picture this. Days of hunting, but no luck for Roosevelt. To help out, his guides cornered and tied up a black bear, expecting him to shoot it. But Roosevelt said, "No way." He thought it was unsportsmanlike. The story hit the news, and a cartoonist drew Roosevelt with the bear. The bear got cuter with every drawing. Enter Morris Muckdom, a toy store owner who was inspired and created a stuffed bear cub, calling it Teddy's Bear. With Roosevelt's permission, the teddy bear was born. It became an instant hit, leading Muckdom to start one of the world's largest toy companies. So next time you cuddle your teddy bear, remember it's all thanks to a president with a big heart. Isn't history cuddly? Did you know? The town of Dildo is located in Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. Nestled on the southeastern Dildo arm of Trinity Bay, Newfoundland, Dildo is around 100 kilometers west of St. John's. The origin of its name is a bit of a mystery, with theories linking it to old nautical terms. But one thing's for sure, the name has been around since the early 1700s. Recently, Dildo gained quite the spotlight thanks to Jimmy Kimmel Live. That burst of fame turned this quaint town into a must-see destination. And why not? With its stunning scenery and a name that elicits a giggle, Dildo is a charming escape for any travel enthusiast. Whether you're there for the views or the viral name, Dildo, Canada, is a place you won't forget. So, what are you waiting for? Pack your bags and head to Dildo. And remember, adventure is out there, sometimes in the most unexpected places. Did you know? The dragon's blood tree oozes a red sap that gives it the name dragon's blood. Nestled in the remote Socotra archipelago of Yemen, the dragon tree is a true natural wonder. With its distinctive mushroom-shaped canopy, it looks like something straight out of a fantasy novel. This unique tree has evolved to thrive in Socotra's arid climate, its dense canopy providing much-needed shade and funneling water to its roots. But here's where it gets fascinating. When its bark is cut, the tree oozes a dark red sap called dragon's blood. This resin has been treasured for centuries, used in traditional medicine for wound healing and treating ailments like fevers and dysentery. It was even used as a varnish for violins, and as a magical pigment. Sadly, the dragon tree is now listed as vulnerable, facing threats from climate change and overgrazing. So next time you see this mythical tree, remember the wonder and the fragility of nature. Did you know? Venus is the only planet to spin clockwise. Most planets in our solar system spin counterclockwise, but not Venus. Venus spins clockwise, a phenomenon called retrograde rotation. If you were standing on Venus's north pole, you'd see it spinning the opposite way to Earth and most other planets. Why does Venus do this? Scientists are still debating. Some think a massive collision knocked it off course. Others believe the sun's gravitational pull on Venus's thick atmosphere might have gradually slowed and reversed its spin, and Venus isn't the only oddball. Uranus does its own thing too, spinning on its side with an axis tilt of nearly 90 degrees. So while Venus spins backwards, Uranus spins sideways. Planetary spins, always keeping us on our toes. Did you know? South Africa is home to the cradle of humankind. Welcome to South Africa's Cradle of Humankind, a World Heritage Site that's unearthed millions of years of human history. From Mrs. Pless to Littlefoot, these fossils tell the story of our evolution. The Sterkfontein Caves alone hold over of the world's early hominin fossils. Want more? The Maropeng Visitor Center lets you walk through the past, and yes, it's interactive. So, are you ready to cradle history in your hands? Like and subscribe for more fun facts.